Are you curious about quiet luxury and how we, as mature women or women who are entering into different seasons of our lives, could incorporate this aesthetic style into their everyday wardrobe? Well, let's talk about it. So, first off, let's talk about what quiet luxury is. It's also called old money. It is called coastal grandma. This old money, quiet luxury look, things that you can identify as a designer, a higher end designer, without having the bold brashness of symbols, i.e., the double C's for Chanel, the Louis Vuitton logo, the Michael Kors logo, the Gucci logo, very prominent logo markings. That is not what quiet luxury is. Quiet luxury is looking at someone and going, oh my gosh, that's a Chanel jacket. Or, oh my goodness, that's a Ralph Lauren blazer. You just know because of the quality and the beauty of the actual garment. That is what quiet luxury old money is. Now, so this quiet luxury is a lifestyle that embodies this very elegant and classic look. Again, it is not heavy with logos, but you recognize that it is designer. It has a very put together, simple but elegant look. And that is what quiet luxury symbolizes. They're marked by well-crafted, high-quality items. It focuses on the clothing rather than the wealth associated with the clothing, i.e., when we were talking about all the logos on things. These are pieces that withstand the tides of trends. They are those basic pieces in your wardrobe that are never going to go out of style. And we're going to talk about what some of those pieces are. But they're that classic piece that is never going to go out of style. That is that investment in your wardrobe. Can you accomplish quiet luxury, aesthetic, and style on a budget? A little bit later in this podcast. But I did want to welcome you to the Dress with Purpose podcast. My name is Amanda Hall, and I love all things style, makeup, putting together the complete package of a woman, including confidence. Not only looking good on the outside and feeling comfortable and confident in the way you dress, but also feeling confident on the inside. So now let's talk a little bit more about quiet luxury. What are some of the adjectives that describe quiet luxury? Let me just give you a few. Minimalism, French girl style, understated, effortless, sensible, high quality, elevated basics, tailored. That's another thing that a quiet luxury piece, it is going to fit with perfection. And ladies, if you don't have a good tailor or a place where you can take your things to be altered, I highly, highly recommend you find one in your neighborhood or in your area, because a tailored, well-fitting garment, whether it's budget or luxury, if it is well tailored to fit and mold your body, and just fit well, it is going to look quality and be a piece that is going to flatter your body and always be that quiet luxury, whether it was an item bought on a budget or not. Let's talk about some of the current figures in social media and celebrities that kind of embody this style and actually do it with the luxury items. One that comes right off the top of my head is Sophia Richie. She is very much this quiet luxury style. She is not about the bold logos and showing off that her pieces are Chanel when they are Chanel. Some of the other, one of my favorites and has long since passed is Jacqueline Kennedy. Audrey Hepburn. They were embodiment of that quiet luxury, old money style, very much elevated basics. Think of Audrey Hepburn in Funny Girl. Just very much embody that quiet luxury aesthetic. Now, a few more of the more current figures would be Gwyneth Paltrow, Katie Holmes, Tracy Ellis Ross, although she adds a little bit of edge to her classics looks. You have Juliana Howe for the a younger generation, Julianne Moore, and she also can tend to go a little. She can push the edge a little bit with the way she dresses, but she definitely embodies that quiet luxury, old money style, old Hollywood style. So those are a few people that give off that aesthetic, but also do wear luxury brands. But you can achieve the quiet luxury aesthetic on a budget. So let's talk about that. First, let's be clear. Every wardrobe, whatever your style personality, it has some level of basics in it. Whether that's a pair of jeans that are undistressed, a sweater, a blazer, now more boho, they may make a riff on that, but most wardrobes, most styles usually have some iteration of basics in it. Now, quiet luxury tends to be more classic basics and leans into that more classic, conservative, tailored look. So some of the pieces that would be considered in this quiet luxury elevated basics would be black slacks. And again, you are going to want to wear these items that flatter your shape. Whether you're an hourglass shape or a rectangle shape like I am, you are going to want to find cuts or have things tailored that mold your figure and your shape. So a pair of black slacks, those are a must in a quiet luxury wardrobe. Jeans, straight-legged with no distressing, usually in a more classic denim color. These are items that are not going to ebb and flow with trends. These are pieces that at any time during any trend are classic pieces that will withstand the trends of the season. We've got button-down shirts, a nice crispy white shirt, even shirts with minimal smaller pinstriping in them would be considered part of this quiet luxury aesthetic. T-shirts, quality, simple t-shirts that are not super thin and see-through, but have a weight to them that look expensive. You have your skirts or shorts, the quiet aesthetic right now going in for the summer season are pleated shorts with a tailored vest. Seems to be the trend that you are seeing women who rock this aesthetic, this quiet luxury, old money aesthetic wearing currently for this season. Flats, point toe shoes. I am a huge I would say the majority of my flats, heels that I have in my shoe collection are all point toe. The trick with point toe shoes is to go a half a size bigger so that it allows room for your toes at the point of the heel or flat. But a point toe shoe is going to elongate you, especially if you are someone who is petite or even is actually a little more on the mid-size to plus size. There is something about a point toe shoe that will elongate your leg, elongate that look. And so I'm a huge, huge fan of a point toe flat or heel. And they're a style that will never fade. They will always be current with whatever trends are trending. A basic black point toe flat or heel or a neutral color point toe flat or heel are always going to be in style. Then for your winter season, you will have your boots. For spring, you have your espadrilles are a sign of that old money aesthetic as well. Espadrilles will go through iterations and can tend to be a little more trendy, but they are a shoe that can withstand the test of time. Now, with accessories, gold necklaces, jewelry, very simple, elegant jewelry is what this old money old Hollywood glam, that quiet luxury look is that simple jewelry, nothing too bold and overstated. The look is very understated. The hairstyles tend to be a more classic hairstyle. You may have a smoothed out bob. You may have a blown out style of longer hair, maybe even a straighter look. Today I have my hair pulled back, slicked back. That is also a sign of just a very classic look and style that would be considered a quiet luxury, or that old money, old Hollywood look. So let's talk about quiet luxury on a budget. All of the items that I talked about that are those basics for a quiet luxury aesthetic wardrobe can be purchased on a budget. Now, when it comes to quality of items, you can get quality items on a budget, and you can get expensive items that are not quality. So it's all about looking for the weight of the material, things that will hold up to washing and wearing. I tend to be a person who does not have the financial means to be buying these classic pieces on the budget that I have to spend on clothing and makeup and hair. So I just tend to look for things that have a more quality look. I love this sweater, for example. This sweater was from Walmart, but it has that kind of lady coat, very classic style on a budget. It's thick enough without being too thick, and it's something that's lightweight enough that I could wear in the spring, and transition into summer as an overcoat if needed. So I am always on the lookout when I am shopping for things that look like they are quality, but can fit within my budget. Most of my basic tees that I have, my rib tees, are Walmart. They're just a little bit thicker than your standard fast fashion tees. And they're $7, and I love them, and they hold up wash after wash. So my wardrobe consists of these basic tees, these over sweaters, jeans that are those classic things that I can either dress up, dress down. I can make more glam if I want to be more glam, or I can make it a little more edgy. I love to wear blazers with rock band tees when I tend to go more edgy. That classic tailored blazer with a good pair of jeans or black slacks can dress it up, dress it down. It just You just have to think and be intentional about how you're shopping for things that fit into this quiet luxury aesthetic style. One of the things that I would look for if you're looking to move into this more classic, elevated, basic wardrobe, which is what I am curating right now for myself, you're going to be looking for those basic pieces that we just talked about. But I like to want to incorporate the 80-20 rule. 80% of my wardrobe, my accessories, my makeup, my hair styling is going to fit into that elevated basics, quiet luxury style. Old Hollywood, that is what 80% of my wardrobe consists of. Really, it consists of all neutral colors: black, gray, navy, white. I do have a few caramel colored pieces. With my skin tone, I tend to keep those away from my face. But I do have a few of those neutral colors that are on the warmer side mixed in. I do have a selection of jeans from light wash to dark wash that are comfortable, that do not have any distressing, that I can dress up or down wearing a pair of tennis shoes with, and a ball cap and a t-shirt with a blazer. Or I can dress them up with a pair of heels and a beautiful sweater or a jacket that elevates it and makes it look like during the holidays when I like to look more glam. I will have a tailored sequined blazer on with a nice top and a pair of slacks and heels, or even a pair of jeans and heels. So there are lots of ways that you can infuse your style personality into a basic, quiet luxury, old money aesthetic basics wardrobe. So if you keep that 80-20 rule in mind when you are planning for your next shopping trip, you'll know what you need to maybe fill in the gaps that you might be missing if you are a person who likes that aesthetic. Now, if you're a person who is not in that aesthetic, you will know. You will know what your basics look like for you. You will know how style is working for you, and quiet luxury might not be that for you, which is totally amazing. And you should absolutely rock what your personal style is. So if you have the means, you can definitely do a mix of high and low. You can have a Ralph Lauren blazer that is beautifully tailored to your body and have a Walmart tee underneath it. So don't be afraid if you do have the budget and you do have the means to have a more extensive budget to invest in those quality pieces. Every year I invest in a good cashmere sweater. I am starting to look and think about investing in those beautiful silk, more sustainable blouses. Those will be things that I will maybe once or twice a year invest in. So you can do a mix of high and low. And I am always one that if you are looking at a more luxury item, say you saw a beautiful Ralph Lauren blazer in your local Dillard's or Macy's, and as the season ends, those items will go pretty, they will be pretty good sale items on those type of items. So if you're okay in buying during the end of season sales, you can get great deals on more luxury products. More luxury garments. And that's what I tend to do. I don't mind buying something towards an end of a season and saving it for the next season, especially when I am building my basics wardrobe, because they are things that I'm going to be able to, i.e., dress up, dress down, fit into more a glam style or more of a edgy style. So I'm very moving towards that, very thoughtful, and I plan for what I'm buying and what holes I am filling in, whether it's my makeup, with my hair products, with the tools that I use. I'm very thoughtful about how I want to come across and how my style, what my style communicates about me. And I've talked about that in previous podcasts, especially around the different types of things having to do with what it means to dress with purpose. And that for me, dress with purpose, for me, is that very classic, basic, elevated basic wardrobe that moves towards that quiet, luxury, old money aesthetic without paying the luxury price tags. So let me give you a few other tips to accomplish a quiet luxury look on a budget. One of the things that Sophia Richie does so well is monochromatic. And so if you're looking to do something that screams quiet luxury style aesthetic, do something monochromatic that is all the same hue. So for example, if you're going to wear a pair of navy slacks, have everything be more in that same hue of navy. If you're going to be wearing a pair of jeans and you want that more monochromatic look, I would go for a light blue or a darker blue that would go more in line with the aesthetic of the jean you are wearing. So going for that monochromatic look, it's actually very figure flattering. No matter what your figure is, it is very figure flattering to do a monochromatic look, as long as you're wearing the clothes that are meant for your body type. The second tip is something that I've already talked about, and that is having your clothes tailored. It makes such a difference to have a piece of clothing that fits you well, no matter your body type, to have it nip in the places that it needs to nip in, to fit where it needs to fit. Tailoring is just so important when it comes to mastering and curating and putting together a classics, basics wardrobe. Then I've also talked about this last tip, and that is look for heavier fabrics. Don't go for the slub tee. You're going to want to look for something that is not as sheer and see-through, but something that is going to have a little bit of weight to it. Even in these summer months, something that has a little bit of weight to it is going to look more expensive. Whether it is or not, some of my favorite t-shirts I've gotten from my favorite t-shirts that have good weight to them that I love wearing were from Walmart. And so you can get that look on a budget. So that is what quiet luxury aesthetic, old money, coastal grandma, what all of those things have is this classic basics wardrobe to build off of. And it's all about not showing symbols that show wealth as status, but look wealthy, that look pulled together, that look classic. They are not trendy. They are not something that is going to go in and out of style with the tides of trends. They are that classic staple piece that belongs in every woman's wardrobe. No matter your style, no matter your shape, they are just those great quality basics that you need to have. So I would love to know if the quiet luxury style and aesthetic is something that you lean into on a budget, or even if it's luxury, you are able to move through having luxury items. Is this a style and aesthetic that is a common theme that runs throughout your wardrobe? I would love to learn more about you in the comments below. If you're watching the video podcast, I would love for you to subscribe to not miss any future episodes of the Dress with Purpose podcast. I would love to hear in the comments all about you and your style, maybe even what you would like to move forward in a quiet luxury, but aren't sure how to accomplish that. I'd love to help you move along in that process. So please leave a comment below. And if you are listening on any of the audio podcast networks, I am so grateful and thankful that you take me along with you, whether that's on your drive or whether you're working out. I'm just so honored and grateful and thankful that I get to spend a little bit of time with you talking about what it means to dress with purpose and sharing with you fashion and style and tips and tricks to accomplish what it means to you to dress with purpose. So, as a reminder, remember you get to choose every day to dress with purpose.